新中关系保持良好态势，两国之间不断的深化合作及巩固独特的、与时俱进的全方位合作伙伴关系。作为两国之间级别最高的合作机制，新中双边联委会 JCBC 也继续发挥作用，反映新中合作的广度和深度。在去年的第18届新中联委会，两国达成19项成果，囊括卫生、可持续发展、绿色经济、旅游、贸易安全等领域。我们在苏州、天津和重庆的政府间合作项目，不仅经受住时间的考验，而且不断自我革新，以支持两国的发展重点。今年适逢天津生态城开发15周年，正是两国更新合作策略的好时机。我们在数码经济、绿色经济以及电子商务领域的深化合作，将加强两国之间的数字连通性，促进进一步的商业合作，迈向更可持续的未来。正是本着这种前瞻性的精神，新中双边关系可以不断增强，惠及人民及企业。Singapore-US relations are also excellent. PM visited the US twice last year, in March for a bilateral visit and in May for the ASEAN-US Special Summit hosted by President Joe Biden. Several cabinet colleagues have also made visits to the US. In Singapore, we hosted visits by key members of the Biden administration last year, including 4 cabinet members, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, Secretary of Energy Jennifer Granholm, Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, and U.S. Trade Representative Catherine Tai. We also hosted visits by members of Congress, including one led by then U.S. Speaker Nancy Pelosi. The intensity of engagements reflects the breadth and depth of our bilateral relationship. Greater engagement with the U.S. will benefit not just Singapore, but also our region. That is why Singapore participates actively in the U.S.'s Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, or IPEF. Singapore is working closely with the U.S. and other IPEF members to develop an open, inclusive, and flexible framework that brings tangible benefits for our workers, businesses, and communities. Singapore is an open society with free flow of information. All countries seek to influence our people, and some even interfere outright in our domestic issues. Singaporeans must be aware of this danger and not be unwitting vectors of foreign influence. It is therefore critical that Singaporeans understand our national interests and foreign policy objectives. Minister Vivian, Second Minister Maliki, and I, as well as our ambassadors overseas, our retired ambassadors and MFA officers, have been engaging Singaporeans overseas and in Singapore. We do so in schools, through youth organizations and other platforms to communicate Singapore's core interests and the fundamental principles of our foreign policy. We will continue to reach out to all Singaporeans.